Hello, and welcome to Breathworks with Joy. I'm sitting outside on this windy day underneath a majestic blue spruce swinging in my daughter's swing, and it's quite lovely. This morning I got to teach a special class for a fundraiser. And as I was considering what I would like to offer, I was reflecting at this time in my life how vital it is to befriend myself. Befriend. Befriend means to support, to help. And that brought me to Krishna's message to Arjuna on the battlefield, where he shared that yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. Whew, well, that's a lot to unpack. But let's start with yoga. The root of yoga, yuj, to yoke, to join, to connect. So what are we connecting? Well, that's going to be different for everybody. But for me, I'm connecting my body to my mind, to my emotions. I'm connecting my breath to my movement, and I'm connecting myself to source. However way you might name or identify source, but something that's bigger than myself. And it's not always comfortable to use this self as an instrument of exploration, to sense into the discomfort as well as the comfort of my body, to those thought patterns and narratives that play out and contribute to the suffering that I might be experiencing. So how can I show up and befriend myself through the self? Well, there are various ways we can do this, and I'm sure you have a lot already in your toolkit, in your backpack. But I want to just offer from the lens of yoga, through the lens of yoga, that there are more feminine, we could say feminine or lunar qualities, such as nourishing, soothing, accepting, validating, where we are in the here and now. And then there are more masculine or, oh, I love this song. Could you hear it? There are more of those dynamic, like that car. There's inspiration, music. There is more motivating, more qualities of protection, or the need to provide. And these can show up in our practice in a myriad of ways. So if I take the time to really befriend myself and check in, that's going to determine what kind of yoga practice I might do. I might need something that's more soothing and nourishing, where I use the floor as support, and I might hold my poses for longer, really allowing the breath to saturate my tissues and quiet my mind. That also might show up as drawing yourself a bath at the end of a day with some rose water or Epsom salt, lighting a candle. Or if you're feeling more dynamic and you're needing something more motivating and inspirational, you might choose a practice that is more dynamic, more flowing, a vinyasa, or something that's more strengthening, where you might explore balancing poses. Or it might show up by asking for what you need. In my case, in my recovery with COVID, I've really allowed myself the time needed from work. And that hasn't been easy because I feel a responsibility to the other staff members, to my students, to show up and to be there. But at this time, in my recovery, in my healing, I need to replenish myself, to take time to nourish myself. And I feel that inner conflict, that's an inner battle between wanting to give and needing to receive. So, I wanted to plant this seed so that you might take a moment to reflect on how can you befriend yourself at this time, wherever you're at, whatever you may be doing. What is alive in you, and how can you meet that need in a supportive and helpful, validating way? Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self, so that we can connect to our true essence and to that inner divinity that then will support us so that we can befriend others and be of support, perhaps to bigger causes. Wherever you may be, whatever you may be going through, I offer you peace.